Hello, my friends. I wanted to make some commentary about the Syrian situation. It really bothers me that Vladimir Putin, the butcher of Chechnya, this guy's a monster, responsible or partially responsible for the genocide of the Chechnyan people. I mean, this people literally wiped out almost an entire civilization because they sat on a big oil reserve in Chechnya, and they wanted to get independence, and Russian would not have it, so they basically committed genocide. They wiped them off. There's still a bunch of Chechens left, don't get me wrong, but they, for the most part, just look it up. Look up Chechnyan genocide, and you'll see the atrocities committed against his people. Now, if you notice, as soon as George Bush's son got into power, and he became buddies with Vladimir Putin, the butcher of Chechnya, they started, the media before him, the Chechnyan rebels were called Chechnyan rebels or freedom fighters and stuff, and we were all for them, and we were all indignant about and moved about their cause and trying to support them and condemning Russia's genocide of Chechnya. And as soon as George Bush got up there, they went from being freedom fighters to Muslim terrorists. You see the connection here? I mean, how disgusting it is. So now Vladimir Putin appears in a conference condemning this guy who appeared on TV killing one of the Syrian rebels, killing a soldier or an army, somebody from the Assad regime, and taking his liver out or something and eating it. It's disgusting, but what I don't get is how is it that this genocidal hypocrite who destroyed a nation, committed genocide, women, children, everything that walked, he wiped it off and destroyed it with his goons, and the Russian army all of a sudden is condemning other people for doing atrocities when this guy should be hanged or at least locked up for life for what he did. So you see, the hypocrisy of world leaders never ceases to amaze me. And then Glenn Beck, God, I don't know why this guy is still on the media. It's just a scumbag, a right-wing extremist scumbag who calls for the destruction of for the flat-out violence against people and the Democrats and the president and whoever, anybody who supports him. Now all of a sudden he wants to portray himself as a peace-loving person when nothing is further from the truth. This guy is violent. So I don't understand this. And then, first of all, they're supporting, for whatever reason, maybe a strategic location of Syria. They're supporting the Assad regime, who's been shown over and over, who's a genocidal regime, has killed. The war in Syria has claimed the lives of over 100,000 people, women, children, everything. And I'll say women, children, because women, children are the only ones who counts. Because that's the most vulnerable population. They should not be involved in any of this stuff. But unfortunately it is, But personally, I think they should let them figure it out themselves. And eventually, first of all, Russia's not going to stop their support of them. China is not going to stop their support of them. But the bigger picture is that the people who really run all this conflict, and this is not new. When I was in elementary school, I wrote in elementary school. I said that right. I've seen this pattern since I was a kid. The Middle East and many other conflict regions has been used as a testing ground for weapons. for all the industrial military complex, it's always been the people who produce the most weapons and the number one salespeople or producers of weapons on the planet have always used it as their little Walmart. Instead of selling cheap clothes, they sell weapons to all these countries in conflict. And this is where they test the accuracy and the power of their weapons and against each other. So basically, this arms race, as long as this arms race continues and we continue to empower the industrial military complex on the planet, whether it's from the United States, Russia, China, as long as we continue to grant a free check to these companies who produce armaments, this is going to continue. They're going to keep using this conflicts, and for the fact that we lose 5,000-6,000 of our young poor or lower class children in the United States is no big deal, because they're disenfranchised. The kid who believes the ads that be all you can be and go serve and all this stuff, he goes in the army, in the armed forces, to basically serve. And when he gets in there, if he has, all of a sudden he sees what's going on. He knows that he's being used as cannon fodder. So this is grotesque. I don't support any more military. If any military conflicts, people say, well, humans are always going to fight. Well, sure, and if you continue to sell them weapons, they're even going to fight even more. I mean, you continue to make money out of other people suffering. People say, well, if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. Well, if we all get together and say we had enough, instead of investing in armaments and half of our budget in black ops and all this stuff, we invested it in cancer research and health care. God forbid we take care of the fucking population who gives us money and their hard-earned work. If we took care of all those people, sure. But they're not going to do that. They're not in the interest of the people. They just want to protect the interests of their weapons manufacturers and everything that goes around them. So I hope, I don't know, maybe I'm just delusional, thinking that humans someday are going to start understanding that the day that we start taking care of each other instead of living off each other is the day that we're going to prosper as a race, the human race. We could have eliminated disease. We could have eliminated poverty a long time ago if it wasn't for all the religious and religious genocides and sponsored by churches and the Catholic Church and the rest of the people who have committed genocide without ever apologizing for it, and all the religions. If instead of us worshiping these imaginary deities and talking to the air, we would worship humanity and serve humanity. And instead of giving money to Joyce Meyer and what's this other dude, Joel Osteen, and spending so much time and studying genocidal Middle Eastern mythologies, we studied science and things that could benefit humanity, we wouldn't be here. Anyways, I hope you guys teach your children something else, something that has nothing to do with classism, meaning the people who believe in this are going to go to some type of heaven, or the people who look like this are better than, and all that garbage. Hopefully you guys can do that, and I don't think it's too late. You take care of each other, huh? Love you.